All right. What's going on? Good morning, good afternoon, ladies. I hope you're all well. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Before I go any further, I'm going to do a quick tech check and make sure that we are live, make sure things are working as they should be, and then we'll get started. If you can see me, if you can hear me, comment hello down below. Fantastic week. There we go. There we are. Fantastic. That is working as it should be. So, as you can see by the title of this week's masterclass, the topic is how to put an end to binge eating and cravings for good. Okay, now the reason why I am addressing these things at the same time is because there is a lot of crossover within both of these elements. Okay, and that'll make more sense as we move through this masterclass. Now, for all of you new members, this is something that we aim to do every week. Okay, we try and do it as consistently as possible, and we cover, hard hitting topics. We try our best to address challenges and obstacles that you ladies experience so that I can help you through that. Okay, now if you ladies have ever got any topics that you would like me to cover, then I'm always open to suggestions. Of course, I'm doing these to help you at the end of the day. So if you have got, with that in mind, if you have got any questions about the things that we are just about to address, if you've got any concerns, if you're confused by any of the things that we are just about to cover this masterclass, then please do comment those down below. Do not keep those things to yourself. I don't want you leaving more confused than when you came. That makes this whole thing a waste of time, and I don't want that. I want to help you. So any questions, any concerns, please do comment those down below. And if you're watching me live right now, comment live down below. If you're watching me on the replay at some point in the future, whether that be later today, tomorrow, next week, next year, whenever that may be, if you're watching the recording of this, like most of you will be, comment replay down below. Now, at the end of today's masterclass, we've got a pretty awesome bonus that helps tie all of this together. So make sure that you stay around for that. Okay, so how to put an end to binge eating and cravings for good. Now, first of all, I want to define binge eating. Now, what do we really mean? We mean consuming more than we originally intended to. Yeah, consuming more than we originally intended to. I want to move away from the phrase binge eating because there is a lot of negative connotations attached to those words. The only reason that I've used them for today's masterclass is because everyone knows what I mean by those words. Everyone knows what binge eating means, but I want to move away from that in our own lives and how you internalize these things, how you think about them, and how you project them too. You simply ate more than you intended to. Okay, again, because the word binge eating has a ton of negative connotations attached to it. So starting today, let's make a huge conscious effort to move away from that. Okay, because it's one big negative bunch of two words, basically. Next, are cravings normal? So a craving is a desire for something, and you crave what you enjoy. You cannot completely abolish cravings. You cannot completely eliminate cravings because you want what you enjoy. You want what you enjoy. We can limit cravings and how we experience cravings, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. But I want to normalize cravings because they are entirely normal. If you are experiencing cravings, that is not one big world ending thing. They are normal and you are going to experience cravings. They are entirely normal. You crave what you enjoy. It's that simple. Okay. So are cravings normal? Absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, if these two things have made sense, moving away from the wording of binge eating and more so just I ate more than I intended, and as well as accepting the fact that cravings are normal, if that first of all makes sense, comment a one down below, just so that I make sure you know that you're kind of able to take that on board. Any questions, any concerns, please do comment those down below. So what's the main cause of overconsumption, consuming more than we intended to, and craving? So we've got a bunch of things to cover here. Okay. Now, the first thing would be poor management of your appetite. Okay. Poor management of your appetite. What do I mean by that? So under consuming protein is going to lead to an increase in your appetite. Okay, under consuming protein is going to lead to an increase in your appetite. An increase in your appetite is, of course, going to lead to more cravings because you're hungrier, and more likelihood of over consuming more than you originally intended to, because you are simply hungrier. In some cases, you might get over hungry to the point where you just don't care what you eat. Okay, now you've heard this all before. Protein helps you feel fuller for longer, and it does that by reducing the levels of your hunger hormone called ghrelin. The more rich, the more dense in protein that your diet is, the more satiated and fuller for longer that you are going to feel. The fuller for longer that you are, the more satiated that you feel, the less likely that you are to overconsume, because you're simply not as hungry. The less likely you are to eat bigger portions, snack, to experience cravings, because you're not battling with an increase in appetite all day. Okay, so poor management of appetite via a lack of protein. Another would be under consuming calories. So if you're under consuming calories, yeah, you can do that for a day or two without much impact on appetite. But after 2 or 3 days, that's going to catch up to you. That is going to catch up to you, and you're going to experience a big increase in appetite. If you experience a big increase in appetite, you are more likely to consume bigger portions. You are more likely to snack more. You are more likely to experience cravings. You are more likely to consume more food than you originally intended. So lack of protein, under consuming calories is what we mean when I say a poor management of appetite. Okay. You could also attach skipping meals to that. Okay. If you go to work and you forget to take your lunch, so you skip it. You're on your way home, you're driving home, you're going past the takeout, the drive-through, you are starving at this point. If you put yourself in that position, how often are you going to pull aside and go into the petrol station and grab some easy, convenient food, or go through the drive-through? It might happen, right? Or you get home and you're ravaged. You're so over hungry because you skipped lunch. You open the fridge, you open the cupboards, and you devour everything in sight. By the time it comes to dinner, you're not even that hungry because you've already eaten so much as soon as you got home. You can see how skipping meals can lead to being over hungry and leading to consuming more than you originally intended to, and even experiencing more cravings. It's 3 p.m. You haven't eaten lunch. You're hungry. All you can think about is the birthday cake that someone has brought into the office. Okay, can you see how poor management of appetite could lead to the overconsumption, binge eating, as well as more cravings? If yes, comment appetite down below. Appetite. Bit of a tricky word. Appetite down below. Okay, so poor management of appetite via protein and calories and skipping meals. Next would be an overly restrictive diet. Okay, if you try and follow a conventional diet, it's keto, paleo, these diets rather, are highly restrictive. They are designed upon a set of do's and don'ts. You can eat this, you can't eat that. Some of those foods that you cannot eat, those are going to be some of your normal favorite foods: pasta, potatoes, sweets. You're not allowed those foods anymore. Well, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that at any point you could massively overconsume and binge on those foods? It's a ticking time bomb. It's probably going to happen at some point. You are going to binge. I'm using these a lot today, aren't I? I'm going to have sore fingers. You're going to binge. You're higher likelihood of binging. You are going to experience burning cravings for the foods that you are not allowing yourself to eat. So over restriction is a big one. Next would be poor sleep. You're probably wondering, why on earth is poor sleep relevant? So lack of sleep leads to an increase in your hunger hormone called ghrelin, the hormone which is reduced by protein. Lack of sleep leads to an increase of that hunger hormone, which leads to a bigger appetite the following day. If you have a bigger appetite, you are more likely to consume bigger portions, snack more, you are more likely to overconsume, you are more likely to experience cravings. On top of this increase in appetite, mood is impacted. Okay, who here is not negatively impacted in regards to mood when they've only slept 4 or 5 hours? Everyone. Okay, you feel horrible. If mood is impacted negatively, then the choices that you make are also going to be negatively impacted. You are not going to make the same choices as that other version of you that is well slept. On top of that, energy is going to be low. You're far less likely to cook the meal and reach for something easy and convenient, leading to a potential binge and over consumption. Okay. Next, we've got bouts of negative self-worth. Probably wondering, what on earth do you mean? So if you are struggling with a period of your week, of your day, of your life, where there is a lot of present negative self-worth in regards to you, you're beating yourself up about something. You're telling yourself that there's something wrong with you. In that moment that you are beating yourself up, are you going to make a positive choice for you? Or are you, in that moment that you are beating yourself up, are you going to externalize that into the outside real world in regards to further bad choices, negative choices? Of course, it's going to be the second. If you're beating yourself up, you are not going to make a positive choice. You are only going to continue to snowball into further poorer choices, because that reflects what's going on up here. Something wrong with me. I've ruined it. I'm broken. I may as well give up. And you're going to continue to make poor choices as a result of that. And that could, of course, lead to binge eating, the overconsumption, consuming more than what you originally intended to. Now, how do we overcome this? So lots of ways. These are all things, everything that we're going through here are all things that we coach our ladies with one-to-one inside of our coaching programs. And negative self-worth takes a significant amount of one-to-one coaching to unravel and to improve upon, because it is normally rooted within someone's subconscious based upon past events. Could be when you were a child, it could be when you were a teenager, it doesn't really matter when, but it is usually deep rooted within your subconscious because of things that have happened in the past. And that can take a little bit of time to unravel, and that depends on the individual person, which is why it takes some one-to-one coaching. Last but not least, what are the main causes of overconsumptions and cravings? I would say triggers. triggers. You might think that you are just experiencing a craving and there's nothing else to it, but if you're having a stressful day, if you're having an overwhelming day, if you are feeling emotional about something, then that trigger could be that craving could be as a direct response as how you are feeling. You might be wanting to make an allowance for how you're feeling by reaching for something which tastes good, right? This craving could be a response to feeling stressed or emotional. It could be a want to reach for something to satisfy how you are feeling. Okay, that is absolutely a possibility. So the main causes of overconsumption, binging, and cravings that we've gone through, just to summarize: poor management of your appetite, lack of protein, under consuming calories, skipping meals. We've got being overly restrictive within your approach and not allowing yourself to eat your normal favorite foods. You're probably going to overconsume those foods next time you see them or touch them or eat them. You're probably going to be craving that food a lot. Poor sleep, bouts of negative self-worth, and possible triggers, within your day: stress, emotional, boredom. Boredom is a big trigger for cravings and wanting to snack. You might not even be hungry, but you haven't got an awful lot of other things to think about other than some food that you would enjoy eating, hence the craving. Okay? Does that make sense, ladies? Can you see how there is a direct kind of link within these things that we're talking about in regards to binge eating, consuming more than what you originally intended, as well as experiencing an increase in cravings? If this makes complete sense, comment a 2 down below. I can see we've got lots of you ladies watching live. Have any of you got any questions at this point? If you haven't, that's fine. We'll move on to the kind of bonus that I wanted to go through over this masterclass. If you have got any questions in regards to what we're discussing here, please do comment those down below. And comment a 2 if this is making complete and utter sense. If not, if you're confused, if you're lost, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. Comment down below and I can obviously reiterate and revisit some of these things so that it does make sense. Okay? Nice. Lots of 2s. Lots of 2s. Good morning, Yvette. Good morning, Mimi. Good morning, Missy. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Christine. Happy Wednesday, Anita and Paula. I hope you're all having a fantastic week. And we got lots of 2s. That's awesome. All right. So let's move on to the bonus. Practice mindful eating. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Practice mindful eating. So whenever we are in a scenario where we are experiencing cravings, we're wanting to reach for something, we're wanting to eat something, whether we're stressed, bored, or emotional, we're experiencing a trigger, or whether we've just got in our hand a pack of chips that we really want to eat, or you've got something in front of you which you could see yourself easily over consuming. When we're in that state, we are in a reactive state. We are reacting to how we are feeling up here. And we want to shift from that reactive state to being a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? I've lost the word, but we want to move away from being reactive. And we just want to stop. In that moment, we know what we're doing we probably shouldn't be doing, but it doesn't go much further than that. So we need to create some space between how we are feeling and what we are just about to do. Okay, we need to create some space. We need to just stop in that moment. And we need to ask ourselves 3 simple questions. How am I feeling? Identify, proactive. There we go. There we go. That's exactly the word I was looking for. So we want to ask ourselves 3 really simple, easy questions. Identify how you are feeling. How am I feeling right now? Am I stressed? Am I bored? Am I tired? Bring some awareness to the situation. If this packet of chips in my hand was a small pack of nuts, or if it was, a half a cup of raspberries, would I still want it? Would I still want it? If yes, maybe reach for that instead. Put that down and reach for that. The last question is, at the end of today, will I be happy with my choice to eat this? Okay. If I eat this at the end of the day, will I be happy with my choice to have done so? Probably not. That's probably going to be the answer. It's likely going to lead to probably the overconsumption of whatever you're doing. You're probably going to feel somewhat guilty. And I know we want to move away from that, but we are all human. And we are probably going to feel some level of guilt attached to that. Now, asking yourself those 3 questions: how am I feeling? If this was half a cup of raspberries, whatever that may be, would I still want it? Will I be happy at the end of the day with my choice of eating this? Asking yourself those 3 questions is going to take 10 seconds. I know it's a little bit gimmicky. It isn't bulletproof. It isn't waterproof. But if it helps 70% of the time, 50% of the time, then that is an incredibly powerful tool. And what we are doing, again, is just stopping in that moment. And we're bringing some mindfulness to the mindless. Okay, we're bringing some mindfulness to the mindless. And we're just thinking about it. We're stopping. We're going from being reactive to more of a proactive state. Does that make sense, ladies? If it does, comment mindful eating down below. Now, it's gonna take you a few goes to kind of implement this. It's gonna take you a little while to really create a habit of doing exactly what we're talking about here, but that's fine. That's fine. Losing weight and lowering your A1C is, I don't want to scare you, ladies. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. There are no quick fixes. There are no silver bullets. But it doesn't matter how long it's going to take for you to achieve your goals, because time is going to pass either way. Time is going to pass either way. All right. Awesome. All right. And that's a wrap, ladies. And that is a wrap. If any of you ladies would, like to sit down, grab a coffee one morning, one afternoon, and just have a brief 5 to 10 minute chat to see if I can assist you or support you any further, then comment coaching down below, and we can find a time that suits both of us. Okay, comment coaching. Like I said, sit down, grab a coffee, have a chat, just like you would with a mate, just like you would with a friend, and yeah, we can discuss some of these things a little bit further. Rose, I appreciate you giving me the word there, proactive. I had a bit of mind fog there. I hope you found this helpful. In fact, if you have found it helpful, comment helpful down below, just so that I know that you found this beneficial. If there are any questions, even you ladies watching this on the replay, please be verbal on how this has been. If you've got any questions, any concerns, anything whatsoever, please do comment those down below. Okay, please do comment those down below. Just going to catch up on the last few comments and then we'll wrap it up. This has been less than 25 minutes. That's really good for me, guys. Normally I'm going on a little bit longer. I do get, whenever I am explaining anything, I do tend to get caught on all the little finite details, which is good because it means that it's obviously helpful. But I want to respect your ladies' time too. Helpful. Rose, senior moment, exactly. I'm almost 30 now. Yeah, I'm gonna have more of those, aren't I? Awesome. Christine, have a great day. You too, Christine. Okie doke, ladies. Listen, whatever day it is that you're watching me, I hope you have a fantastic remainder of your day. And I'll be speaking to you all very, very soon. I look forward to the next masterclass. Any questions, any concerns, if you ever want to reach out to me one-to-one about anything, you know where I am. Lean on me where needed, and I'll be speaking to you all very, very soon. Take care.